Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night in the Boot. I'm Steve Schneider, along with Troy LaBeouf, who's back after a one-week hiatus, and we're ready to roll with lots of exciting games, and we've got so many to get to, 21, 22 games every Friday night. We don't waste any time jumping into the first one. Of course, we had Ash as our game of the week last week, beating Union Parish 57-0. Different task for them tonight on the road at Destrehan. Lots of miscues early. Check out Jackson Fields. Back to pass, throw it toward the end zone, but that's a pick by Jakyron Griffin of the Trojans. However, the Trojans are going to give it right back as Carson Sellers is picked by Frank Harding. Still in the first quarter, no score in the game until the Wildcats strike. 2-yard run by their main meal ticket, Malachi Dabney. 7-0 on the direct snap. Ash, defense, tough all night. Bryson Phoenix would sack Fields for the big loss, and the Trojans find the board. A 1-yard punch by Kason Williams, tying the game at 7-7. We go to the second half, and early in the third quarter, Destrehan looking to take the lead. 35-yard field goal is blocked and returned by Carrot Gaines. He's gone all the way down to the 1-yard line. He was able to avoid going out of bounds, but on the very next play, it's Williams with his second touchdown of the night. Ash leads 14-7. Trojans extend the lead to 21-7. Williams' third touchdown. This guy's been amazing for a sophomore. Fields gets the Wildcat offense going. Jabari Mack, the prize recruit, LSU commit, 20 yards on the pickup. Fourth quarter drive. Dabney, the handoff. He will score from 8 yards out, cuts the lead to 21-14. Phoenix comes up big. Another big sack for Ash right here. Fields goes down. And then the Trojans getting the ball back, all but ice the game. 51-yard touchdown pass. Sellers finding Williams for his fourth touchdown of the game. Are you kidding me? They missed the PAT to make it 27-14. Destrehan would score a late touchdown. Fields to Kai Williams. Connecting right here, the sidearm swing, finds the middle of the field and the end zone. Cuts the lead to 27-21, but Coach, Alexandria off to a great start with a clutch win, 3-0, facing Opelousas next.
Outstanding. Alexandria, 2 sophomore running backs. They play a really good team. The team that they won't play in the playoffs, but they will play this type of team in the playoffs in their division.
All right, another big game tonight. Hahnesville, a brand name for Louisiana high school football, taking on Homer in a rivalry game.
That's rivalry weekend in Homer as the Pelicans take on Hahnesville. Pelicans go for 3 and out, so they're forced to punt. Trevius Brooks muffs the punt, is able to pick it back up. He's going to shake a couple Homer defenders before finding a hole. He's going to take it to the house. Tornado, Golden Tornado up 7-0. What a run right there. Great shot of the crowd. Next Tornado's position. Donnie Critton, number 6. Going to take the handoff, picking up a couple of yards, but the ball gets poked out. Well, they got a fumble. Pelicans are going to recover it. Homer, Pelicans football. Now the second quarter, Hahnesville up 21-0. Golden Tornadoes are marching down the field. The LSU verbal commitment, Isaiah Washington fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, makes a defender miss on the sideline, walks it in. Touchdown, Hahnesville up 27-0.
Homer's only answer was to get a turnover here and there, and not much of an answer on offense, as we can see.
Yeah, Hahnesville is number 1 in Class 1A. I mean, a solid football team. You see your final score. They'll have bragging rights for next year. They beat Homer 54-6.
All right, let's take you back to the Dome. Remember Sterlington's Panthers, a state champion, and they were hosting on a Thursday night Ouachita, playing up in class. The defending champs with massive tests, including West Ouachita and Neville. Panthers out for some revenge, getting beat 43-8 last season. They didn't start great, but finished strong. First play of the first quarter, Montrell Connor, 11 touchdowns this season, avoids the sack and connects with Kevin Whitlock for 36 yards. Next play, Wydell Clark. He pulls it in with one hand, a 21-yard touchdown. Some say he's the best wideout in North Louisiana. 126 yards last week. That the first of many catches in this game. Ouachita fans love this potential. Lions, though, busted coverage. J-Rod Breen finding Chris Pearson, 50-yard touchdown catch. They get the 2-point play, and Sterlington excited about an 8-6 lead. Second quarter, starting with a bang. T.J. Birch running hard, rambles down to the 35-yard line. Hey, keep feeding him the rock, and from 1 yard out, his 4th touchdown in the last 2 games. Sterlington goes up by a score of 15-6. In the 3rd quarter, the Panthers' run game really starts clicking. Xavier Stromile turning on the speed, 14 yards out. They're out to a 10-point lead. But before the Panthers' offense can get comfortable on the bench, 45 seconds later, Connor will hit Cam Brooks, and that is a score. Suddenly, they're only down by 3. The Lions made a huge goal line stand, marched the length of the field. M.J. Day breaking a tackle, busts it in for the end zone, a 14-yard score. He had 178 yards in the game. Lions also had a pick 6 to close things out. Come from behind win. They're 3-0, 33-22, the score in that one.
Little revenge from last year. Sterlington won this game last year. 2 outstanding football teams. Sterlington will have at West Ouachita next week, and Ouachita will play Port Gibson.
All right, just getting started. Friday night in the boot. Back with more right after this.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
After 2 blowouts in our first 2 LHSA Network games of the week, 93-3 the combined score, we had a barn burner last night. Lutcher coming to Baton Rouge to take on the Patriots of Liberty Magnet. There's the coin toss, and number 11, the quarterback for the Bulldogs. Timmy Charles, just a freshman, bolts up the middle, 45 yards for the touchdown, and just like that, Lutcher coming in 0-2 is off with a 7-0 start. They would recover a kickoff. Jamila and Joseph, straight up the middle, untouched, 32 yards. Bulldogs gaining confidence as they go up 14-0. Now Liberty would answer. They got a great running back, Zayden Foster. Here he is, 36 yards as he bounces out to the right side. Fantastic run, cuts the lead to 14-6. Then Joseph strikes for the Bulldogs again, 24 yards out. 21-6, Lutcher leading in the second quarter. Patriots strike back. Bryce Preston connects with Connor Nairn. A score as Liberty goes for 2. It's 21-14. But check out this Charles find to Johnny Jones, the sophomore, who goes up for the incredible catch. Bulldogs missed the PAT, 27-14 at the half. Liberty drives, third quarter. Foster to the goal line. They said he wasn't in. It looked like he was, but on the next play, it's a Preston keeper, and that makes it a 27-20 game. Things really get crazy late in this game. Third quarter, Lutcher punting. Ashton LaFleur muffs it. Looks like a touchdown, but no, in high school rules, if a muff punt goes into the end zone, it's a touchback, so no score there. Late in the game, check out Preston. A wild completion to Gregory Cook as they're down to about a minute to go. They don't have any timeouts. Caden Parquette makes him pay on this call as he throws Foster for an 8-yard loss. But on the next play, check out Preston. to Jonathan Harris down along the boundary. He's down to the 8-yard line. They face a 3rd and goal. Foster, the handoff. Can he score? It looked like he might have fumbled. They ruled him down at the 1, but he had to leave the game with cramps on 4th and goal. His backup, Abednego Stevens, gets the handoff. He is stuffed, and just like that, Lutcher is in the win column for the first time this year. 27-20, the Patriots, who were 2-0, suffer their first loss.
Lutcher's quarterback's not even driving to school yet, Steve. He's leading
He's driving his team down the field.
He's 14 years old. Let's take a look at our next one. Holy Cross versus Chalmette, 2 outstanding football teams. Big-time crowd. Tad Gormley's rocking. Holy Cross Tigers host the Chalmette Owls. Both of teams, Tigers, first quarter Tigers threatening. Karen Smith gets the call, and he answered. He walks in from 3 yards out, 7-0, Holy Cross Tigers. Second quarter, Chalmette answers. Owls try to get it going. Breeze Wilson scrambling, but he gets stuffed by the Tiger defense. Tigers would get the football back. Take a look at your score. There's a handoff right here. This is Holy Cross, a little RPO action. Jacoby Fryer drops back, fires deep, can't connect. Owls defense hold. A lot of big defense in this game. No Mora Jr. would come on for a 37-yard field goal. He nails it. 10-0 Holy Cross at the half. Fourth quarter, Owls need to score, and they do. Wilson finds Dana Antoine for a tutty. 10-6 after a missed extra PAT. Tigers still lead. Owls get stopped and looking to capitalize. Russell Banks back to field the punt. He can't reel it in. We got a fumble. We got a muff. Tigers, Holy Cross pounces on it. Special teams mistakes will kill you, and it would finish the job. Smith on the toss, making defenders miss, walks into the end zone. 17-6 Tigers. They go on to add another score, and Holy Cross wins it. You see your score 23-6. Holy Cross, you got Edna Carr next week. Chalmette is going to have to try to rebound at Booker T. Washington. Chalmette's still a good football team.
And Holy Cross is off to a great start, but can they measure up to the Cougars? That will be a huge task. All right, our game of the week coming up in week 4. We're going to be featuring one of the top quarterbacks in the country, Elijah Haven, and he'll be heading down to take on Ascension Catholic, a team you're very familiar with. That'll be our LHSA Network Game of the Week Thursday night from Donaldsonville, and we'll be back with more, including a look at Mr. Haven and how Dunham fared tonight against St. Charles Catholic. Stay right there.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got Catholic and U-High coming up. We also have a big battle, Calvary Baptist against Franklin Parish, still to come in the show. But for now, we're going to look back at some games on Thursday night and some games out toward Lake Charles.
Yeah, we got to go with Jennings versus Welsh. Welsh Greyhounds going to battle with the Jennings Bulldogs. See the coin toss right there. Greyhounds with the ball. Grant Haydale tosses to Vince Bagala. He wants more. Bagala keeps his legs moving, drags a pack of Bulldogs.
What is a Bagala?
A Bagala, I know some Bagalas. Moving into the end zone to make it 7-0. Jennings looks to respond. Chris Ned runs right, comes back left, finds a hole. He's putting on a show. He goes all the way to the house. Takes it to the crib. 50-yard touchdown. Bulldogs trail it. This PAT 7-6. Early in the second quarter, Chris Ned again pitches it to Gerald Watson. He takes an absolute shot. But he stays on his feet.
Like a pinball.
There was no stopping. Watson goes in for the Bulldogs touchdown. Jennings. Here comes your score. Well, here's Welsh back on offense. Trying to get back in this ball game. Deep pass right here, but that ball is intercepted by number 12. That's DK Sams with the interception. Trying to return it back up on the left side. This was Jennings taking care of business in this game. You're going to see your score coming at you. Your final score, 26-14. Jennings wins it, goes 2-1. Northwest next week for Jennings. South Beauregard will play Welsh.
Lafayette Christian, top of the polls in their classification, but playing up on Thursday night against the Tigers of Westgate. Westgate 1-1. The Knights came into this game 2-0. Opening drive for LCA. Caden Ballard takes the handoff, finds the crease, 34-yard touchdown. Knights go up 7-0. Tigers look to respond. Facing a fourth down, they go for it. Came on Crockham. Racked up behind the line, Davion Baptiste. Turnover on downs. LCA takes control of the football, and on the ensuing drive, their fourth down, quarterback Braylon Walker finds Ballard out of the backfield. He's up the sideline for an 18-yard score. 14-0 at that point. LCA wins it 45-21. They're now 3-0 on the season. Next game will be Archbishop Shaw, so that should be a test. Turlings awaits the Westgate Tigers in their next game.
Big one here, St. Charles and Dunham, both teams scheduling up to get ready. You can see Dunham coming out. Dunham, an outstanding team, obviously led by 2027, number 1 ranked quarterback Elijah Haven.
This was a championship game back in 22.
Absolutely. Let's go to the action mid-first quarter. Skylar Edwards, outstanding running back, 33-yard touchdown, goes untouched. 7-0 Comets. Comets have a defense to go along with it as well. Late in the first quarter, Haven to Richard Montgomery. 42, you'll see, flick it right here and watch Montgomery do the rest. 42-yard touchdown. We are tied at 7. I'll take us mid-second quarter. Here you see Coach Weiner as fourth down. St. Charles will go for it on fourth. Edwards is stuffed. Turnover on down. 7-minute drive leads to nothing. Boy, you got to love when your defense gets a stop right there. See that Dunham crew getting excited about it. 15 seconds left. 4th and 17 for Haven. They go for it. He finds big 6'5 receiver Jarvis Washington, South Alabama. Carries defenders in the end zone. 7 seconds left. 14-7. Tigers lead it. Dunham Tigers leading it. That'll take us to the third quarter. Game changed a little bit in the second half. 4th down for St. Charles. Landers LeBlanc to Gabe Kugler, moves the sticks. That's a first down. A few plays later, Edwards gets his name called again. He punches it in. We're tied at 14 apiece.
That O-line playing well for the Comets right now, especially in the second half when other teams may tire out.
The best thing to do is keep Haven on the bench, but nope, he's out there now. They're facing a 2nd and 1 side, just inside midfield. Throws deep, passes top by James Tyson, intercepted by Briggs Anderson. Nothing, but that's a huge swing, huge momentum point in the game. It takes us to the fourth quarter. Haven throws out. He's intercepted by Jira Hall. That is a pick 6. Defense scores for St. Charles. That puts the Comets up 21-14. And we're going to see a replay coming up. It's not the same play. It's another one, but it's the same result. Haven rolls, picked again, this time by Brooks Monica. 27-14. They missed the extra point. And boy, that's just something you don't see Haven do very often. He's such an outstanding player, but the St. Charles defense is for real. Dunham does come back. They strike fast. Haven makes up for it. He finds Trevor Heyman for a touchdown. It makes it 27-21. 4:30 left in this ball game. So a lot of time left. St. Charles chews out the clock. But Dunham, right here, trying to move the sticks. They can't. They stuff them at the line of scrimmage. They force a punt. We had 7 seconds left, down by 6. Dunham at their own 30. Bunch of laterals. He'll see it. Who has it? Just keeps going back and
Do
forth.
they practice something like this?
I think you do. You do. I will say that back from my coach. You do sometimes. Brandon Cohen running the ball last. There he is right here. He's got a little bit of a seam.
Where's the Cal band when you need it, right?
Boy, they need him to come on the field and cause chaos, but he gets knocked out inside the 20. Look at your final score. Comets go to 3-0, led by Coach Wayne Stein. They'll have De La Salle. Next week, they win at 27-21, and Dunham will be our LHSA game of the week.
Thursday night in Donaldsonville. All right, Catholic High and U High, some of the top players in the country, duking it out in Baton Rouge, 2 name brands. When we come back, we'll take a look at that one. You're watching Friday Night in the Boot.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
At Breck Golf Courses, we focus on the highest level of play. That means award-winning courses, state-of-the-art practice facilities, unique shot-making opportunities, and tournament-level playing experiences. With 2 championship courses located in the parish, Beaver Creek and Santa Maria courses make the perfect setting to test your golf skills. Find your next hole-in-one with Breck Golf.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Steve Schneider out at the game tonight here in Baton Rouge, at least for a half. Catholic High and U High. 2 definite perennial powers. There's the setting at Jeff Boss Field there on the LSU campus is Catholic. Early chances to score, a couple of them. This one on 4th down. Turner Goldsmith overthrowing Jude Chamberlain in the end zone. Second quarter, Jaden Miles, who broke out with 7 touchdowns against Zachary last year, doing just that. Taking a Wildcat snap, 7 yards for a touchdown. Catholic goes in front 7-0. Later in the second quarter, check out Baylor Graves. Fakes to Miles. The C parts, and he rolls right into the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown. 14-0. Catholic High had its way in the first half. In the third quarter, Blaine Bradford with the big hit on Odell Corbin. He's one of the top players in the country, of course.
Tigers trying to flip him.
Yeah, they certainly are.
He's a
Miles
right now.
Jump pass, the same thing we saw against Zachary last year. Hayes Schramm, his tight end, hauls it in. That made it 21-0 Catholic. Miles, another direct snap. This guy playing just like that Zachary game when he had the 7 touchdowns. Catholic only scored 4, but man, he had a hand in 3 of the 4, maybe 4 of the 4 if you count the fake that obviously opened up Graves to score. U-High did try to come back. Their quarterback Ethan McGlynn, Charlie Pettit for the touchdown, 28-7. They would connect on another score before the final seconds ticked off the clock, but Catholic High just too much in this game as they go on to win 28-14 is your final. The Bears now 3-0 will take on West Monroe on the road their next game. U-High will get kind of a breather taking on Collegiate.
Yeah, it's U-High set themselves up later in the season. I felt like Catholic High was going to handle this business because just so much more depth Lamar Brown, obviously the big-time two-way player for U High, but this game is going to help U High down the stretch when they play in their classification, but Catholic High looks as good as advertised. Let's take a look at Northwest and Barbe. We'll have Northwest in Church Point later in the season. You see Host and Barbe, both teams hoping to be bouncing back from 0-2 starts.
This was a Thursday night game.
First drive for the Bucks. Jalandon Gray hands it off to Landon Kirkland. He fights through some tackles for a nice gain and a big first down. Later in the drive, Gray rolls out and finds his wideout Jordan Griffin for a touchdown. That put the Bucks up, Barbe up 7-0. Northwest would answer, coming right at you. They'll answer quickly. Take a look at the cheerleaders. Northwest getting the football. The Raiders, led by Justin Chavis at quarterback, drops back and finds a wide-open Reginald Laverne for a touchdown. We are knotted up at 7. Look at those Raiders helmets. That looks good. Barbe back to work. You'll see him right here. 7-7, a nice shot of the band. Barbe will go back to work on offense. Gray finding Sawyer Cuppers, who makes a man miss. Watch it right here. Nice move. Good run into Raider territory. Setting them up. A few plays later, you'll see that connection will be there again. Helps restore the Bucks lead to 13-7. The extra point was missed. Bucks lead at 13-7. Both defenses were really, you see a nice shot of head coach right there. Both defenses struggled early in this game. Chavis looking deep again. He finds Marquez Davis with a spectacular grab to put the Raiders into Barbe Buck territory. Fighting, boy.
Is that a you got Moss? It kind of is close to it.
It was close to it. But again, the defense would hold. Gavin Fontenot attempt the field goal is no good. Your final score, you see it right there. Barbe wins it 40-19. Raiders off to 0-3 start. They play a tough schedule. You have Jennings next week, and Carencro and Barbe will go at it. The Bucks go to 1-2.
All right, we mentioned West Monroe is about to host Catholic High in week 4. North Desoto, the challenge for them in week 3, and that's Slade Bolden. Rebels fans know all about that guy and what he meant, the former Gatorade Louisiana Football Player of the Year. However, it's the Griffins that open with the big plays. Kenny Thomas breaking tackles, 44-yard touchdown run. Griffins off to the fast start on the road. 2 minutes in, they're up 7-0. They add a field goal to make it 10-0. And the Rebels' second drive, Brady Guillot, his pass is intercepted. Logan Anderson Thomas finishing the drive. A 1-yard touchdown run, and it is a 17-0 Griffins lead. Guillot, though, finally gets things rolling on the Christian Pawnee train. He buoys his way 45 yards to end the first quarter, down to the 24-yard line. And why not finish it off as the second quarter starts? Pawnee, 24-yard touchdown. They're on the board. Rebels trail 17-7.
It looks like Tommy Banks running the football.
He does. Then a defensive series as back-to-back tackles gives the offense some juice. They start the drive at their 13. Kedrian McNeil breaks through. 87-yard house call. They've cut it down to 3. 17-14. 10 minutes left until half. A heavy run game. Trez Davis, wearing a cast, had surgery on that wrist. They turned to tight end Sam Turner. And eventually Pawnee, 15-yard touchdown this time, 21-17, 7:45 remaining. Then it is Maddox Cobb on some defense. Ball tipped in the air in the tip drill. Cobb comes down with it. Rebels set up to do something else. Sam Turner putting in some work in the passing game. Touchdown catch as he's wide open, making it 28-17. 2 minutes left in the half. This is lots of points being scored for a first half. The Rebs, 28 unanswered points. Then Cobb, his second interception. Everybody feeling good as they're up 28-17 at the break. But North Desoto will not be denied. 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. The Griffins would take the lead 32-28, and then a touchdown run in the fourth made it 39-28. This was a game of runs, the 21 unanswered points. They leave the Rebel Stadium with a victory. Here's your final score as North Desoto gets it done over West Monroe, 39-28, so they're now 3-0 on their start. As we mentioned, West Monroe 2-1. Next up, playing undefeated Catholic High.
Big one right there. I mean, that's going to set both teams up. I remember the Dennis, Dunn, Shaw's battles back in the day with Evangel and West Monroe. You see North Desoto, really good football team. West Monroe as well.
When we come back, we'll see what happens when two teams with the same name play each other. Kind of. Much more on Friday Night in the Boot. Stay tuned.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Our friends at WVUE, Fox 8 New Orleans always do such a great job contributing content for our show. And they had a blockbuster down there, Archbishop Rummel, Archbishop Shaw. Take it away.
Oh, it's 59th all-time meeting. Look at those units. That's beautiful. Between these two teams, Rummel versus Shaw. Let's go to the action. Raiders have great field position after a botch punt. They need exactly one play to find the end zone. Corey Hawkins picks his way through for a Rummel touchdown. They lead at 6-0. Ensuing drive for Shaw, tough running room. DeAndre Franklin, perhaps too tough. He coughs it up, recovered by Chris Parker. Don't forget the junior, and Chris Parker Jr., don't forget the junior. He's got room to rumble. Raiders back in business. Gonna put the turnover chain on. 3 plays later, Tyler holding a Jaden Terrence in the flat. He's got the defender flat-footed, sticks his foot on the ground. He's going. Touchdown right into your living room, makes it 13-0. Rummel. Shaw has no answer for the Rummel defense. Jacoby done deal with his first quarterback sack. Eagles looking for a defensive support. Wow. Their own Nelson Carter drops the boom. Jackson Williams covers up the tip drill, but it's coming back on a personal foul. Big momentum swing.
I was going to go with my pick six.
Rummel right back in the action. The very next play, and there would be no stopping this two-headed monster. Terrence busting out the highlight stick. Huge first down. That does it. The drive stalls, leads to a field goal. Second quarter now, more defense. Karen Jackson blows up the speed option before the pitch. Boy, Rummel plays some defense.
You could say they're on par with Catholic, what they did to you high in the dome, and then Catholic in this game we saw tonight.
Shaw was desperate. Anything before the half. Allen Shaw the third, chucks up the Hail Mary. Prayers answered for the Raiders.
Lose the helmet, catch the ball.
Luther Loyal. They lead at 19-0. More the same in the second half. Ball doinks off the cranium, and Kingsley Varsity Jr. says, give me that. Take it all the way back to the crib for a pick six.
Coach Monica
happy.
Smiling. Look at that.
Rummel is the king of the megaphone. Dominating win for the Rummel Raiders. Coach Turney and group, they'll get back to it, but they play LCA, and Rummel has John Curtis.
He's off to a great start this year. All right, let's take you back to Thursday night. We're 0-2 Cecilia, a defending state champion, still looking for the first win of the season, taking on Northside. The Vikings were off to a 2-0 start, but the Bulldogs up big at halftime. Vikings looking for some sort of answer. Mario Alexander comes up with the INT. However, it's just a takeaway. It just delays the inevitable because Cecilia was really running away in this game. Nothing comes of it with that possession, so the Bulldogs, they're going to get back in the backfield on this one and change the field position as they block the punt, giving themselves a great chance to add to their score. And with that great field position, they're going to hand it off to, well, Colin Dore is going to hand it off to their star, Braylon Calais. And right here, he just pushes the pile into the end zone for the touchdown, extending what was already a big lead. Happy with everything that the Bulldogs are doing in this one. Cecilia would go back on offense and go to Calais again. The Bulldogs in this one doubled up Northside, who was, as I mentioned, 2-0 going in. Cecilia was 0-2, but the Bulldogs get their first win as Calais leads his team to a 41-21 win over Northside. Cecilia now heads to play another state champion, a team they played last year, the Central Wildcats, while Northside will take on North Vermilion.
You know, you had Travis Bourgeois on here last week. Did you show him some plays? Because they just put up a lot of points in the highlights that we were about to show right here.
We were going to have him on no matter what they did at Country Day, I can tell you that.
Country Day hosting Episcopal and Old Metry tonight to the action. They draw first blood. Taj Callahan punches it from 2 yards out. The Knights lead 7-0. Cajuns respond. Justin Drago, 3-yard touchdown run. They cut the lead to 13-7. Episcopal now 20-7. Cajuns. Hudson Wright hits a wide open Cameron Henry for a 35-yard touchdown. 20-13. Episcopal. Wright goes back to the air. He connects with George Blessey. He does the rest. 23-yard touchdown. We are tied at 20.
You're just getting started for this game, folks.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Just wait for this.
The over in this game is unbelievable. There you see number 5, that's Kellen Brewer down the right sideline, scoring another touchdown. That two score makes it 27-26 Cajuns. Here come the Knights. Well, as the Cajuns.
That was another score for the Knights.
My goodness. Look at them.
Keep up, Coach.
Curtis McAllister. We're gonna get a Knights score coming up, I promise you. Here it comes. 32-27 Knights. Just not enough points, Country Day. Look at the final score. I mean, 66-57. Bourgeois won't be happy with the defense, but he'll be happy with the victory.
You know, the weather folks talk about fronts moving in and everything. The high-scoring games, the points have moved to the south. Last year, it was a lot of the northern teams. The points are now spread all over the map in Louisiana.
No doubt. We saw Central Parish teams put up huge numbers last week.
Yep.
Episcopal, big win.
All right. Much more, including that matchup of the teams with the same name, right after this.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
No one ever thinks they'll be in this position. Buying medication online could put you here, or here, or here. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl, and fentanyl kills. It's 50 times stronger than heroin. Medical professionals can't even tell the difference between a real pill and one that is fake. At least not until they do your autopsy. Don't take anything online that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. We take you over to the Lafayette area. Tonight's matchup between Westminster of Lafayette and Westminster of Opelousas. That's right, they're both called Westminster, both off to a 2-0 start. However, the Chargers found themselves down 21-0 at half, and quarterback Stephen George handing off to Kyle Horde. Horde shoots out of there like a rocket, takes it all the way to the house. 28-0 the score at this point. The Chargers give it back to the Crusaders, needing a stop, and it's going to be Aiden Delcom blowing up the play in the backfield right there. However, a few plays later, they will execute the screenplay. Evan Lamont gets past the Chargers. Crusaders running away with this one. 49-7 was the final score. You think they're going to make some noises this year as they get ready to play Catholic Winnicopee?
Division 4, watch out for Westminster Christian Crusaders. E.D. White and Hahnville. E.D. White, uncharacteristic 0-2, played a tough schedule. You see him meeting with Hahnville. Hahnville setting this up for a big district. First quarter action, Hahnville with the ball. Fabian Celestine takes the handoff. Nothing inside. He bounces it outside, breaks it free for a big gain. Tigers, offense on the move. Later in the drive, you're going to see Landon Teague. He throws a dime to Bennett Knocke in the corner for a touchdown. Hahnville Tigers lead it 7-0 over the Cardinals. Back to the action. Hahnville with the ball again. Teague finds Aaron Williams downfield for a big gain. He's pushed out of bounds right there inside the 20-yard line. Got him on the move. Then Teague does it again. He finds Williams again for a touchdown. Tigers up 14-0 in the first quarter, shocking the Cardinals. E.D. White will get the ball back on offense, trying to get something going. Fourth down, their quarterback Grant Barbera hits Reese LaFont way downfield, big touchdown. E.D. White cuts it to 14-7, Cardinals on the board. But Hahnville will not be denied. On the move again later, Teague finds Karan Henderson downfield at the flip of the quarter, setting the offense up. Later in the drive, Bennett Knocke running the read option, keeps it, runs it. Hahnville with a commanding 21-7 lead at the half. Defense played for the Tigers. Offense took advantage of mistakes when they needed to. They add another touchdown and make it 28-7. Woo, Hahnville terrible. The big district matchup, and E.D. White will start their district against Ellender.
The best 0-3 team in Louisiana with the schedule they've played so far. Don't count the Cardinals out for sure. Let's take a Thursday night trip with the Fort Barre Red Devils into the Lafayette area. Opelousas Catholic, the home team, but not playing on their home field, which in Opelousas right now is under a little bit of construction. They were playing at the Renaissance Field instead. Vikings leading 14-0, but here come the Red Devils. Chase Dedon rumbling, stumbling, 10-yard gain, first down, and there he goes plunging in for a touchdown. The Red Devils on the board. The PAT is blocked, but it's 14-6. They're back in the game. Minutes before half, it's Opelousas Catholic. Gross Gillen to Luke Minyard, rolling down the field for a 21-yard pickup and a first down for his team. And then Maurice Marcel Jr., a quick screen, walks in for the 20-yard touchdown as the Vikings go up 21-6. They blow it out in the Week 3 matchup, 47-6 to go 3-0 on the season. Opelousas Catholic will now take on Sacred Heart. Fort Barry's Red Devils' first loss of the year in a big way. Take on Marksville next up on their schedule.
Yeah, Coach Donnie Perron got his the field name after him last week for Fort Barre. Great, outstanding guy. Opelousas Catholic is back. They got a good defense this year, and they've always had really good offenses.
We'll take you to more action in Acadiana when we come back. The Zachary Broncos at the Crow Dome and much more. Stay right there.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. We're headed to the place that Kevin Falk loves to be, the Crow Dome. Carencro's Bears hosting the Zachary Broncos. Bears trying to bounce back after losing a close one to Lafayette Christian a week ago. And exactly the start they're looking for. Broncos with the ball. Michael Kirby, his pass is picked off by Hayden Monroe. So right there, Carencro getting great field position right out of the gate. First play for scrimmage from them, Bears quarterback Michael Gurzy finds his favorite target, Chance Babineau, putting the Bears up 6-0. They did miss the extra point. Broncos go back to work. Kirby going to go to the air. Not worried or concerned about that turnover, as he will not only go to the air, but find Jacoby Reams. And that's a touchdown. Extra point puts the Broncos up 7-6 over the Bears. They're unable to do anything with their next drive. So check out Jeremy Patton, the junior for the Broncos. Going to get the call right here. Weaves in and out of traffic, takes on tacklers, rips through tackles, and extends the Broncos' lead. Perhaps a pick-six play to look at on my list, as he goes all the way for the score. 14-6 at that point. The Bears do go back to work. Gurzy will try to go to the air. But tell you what, we've got a scoring play coming right at us as the Broncos take control. Zachary, 34-20 winners on the road at Carencro.
Love Zachary's defense this year. Their offense has always been there. Defense is going to show up.
All right, let's go to Thursday night. Action in Bossier, the battle for South Bossier. Parkway hosting Haughton. Those Buccaneers on the wrong side of a big blowout. 31-point deficit in the second quarter. They are driving, though. Taylor Weathersby bails out of the pocket, sees a wide open lane, fights through traffic, and scores the touchdown. The 38-7 margin is now 38-14. Parkway scoring a load of points in this game. Bucks get it back after a stalled Panthers drive, and it's Ethan Johnson, but he is rocked by Peyton Rayner, forcing the ball out. Dallas Loesch scooping it up, so the Panthers have an ensuing drive, and the handoff to Damian DeCaldacall, and he is calling home as he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Parkway at this point up 45-14. Bucks stall on their drive, so Parkway gets it back. KB Williams goes up top. Tony Gladney comes down with it. 52-14, folks. We're in the second quarter. Parkway with the lead. Next drive, it's Matt Sewell's crew. Weathersby, the snap, avoids pressure. He will be roped down around the 11-yard line. And eventually they would get a touchdown, finding Johnson, who makes a nice diving grab right there. 45-21 in the fourth quarter. Parkway scores the last 21 and wins by a final of 66-21. So I guess we know who rules South Bossier, at least for 2025.
Parkway putting the points on the board. Slidell and Warren Easton. Somebody's coming out of this with a loss. Two undefeated teams going against each other. You see the Slidell Tigers.
I like the unis.
I do. Looks really, really good. Looks sharp. Against an undefeated Warren Easton team. Easton would fire the opening shot in this one. The very first play of the game, Cole Reed hits Terrell Saran on the screen pass. Takes it to the crib, 70 yards, and a touchdown ensuing Slidell possession. Ricky Williams, not the Ricky Williams for the Saints, but this Ricky Williams, like his namesake from the Saints on the quarterback keeper, picks up the first down. But their drive would stall. Easton takes over. Cole Reed is looking deep
right
to
on the money.
Malcolm Martin, what a catch, hauls it in. He fumbles with it in the end, but scoops it back up. Big game for the Eagles. A few plays later, Thomas Vaughn on the carry. Bounces to the outside, scoring Easton's second touchdown, 14-0. Eagles weren't finished. More scoring. Next possession, Terrell Sertan takes the handoff, finds some room, down the sideline, tight ropes it. No one's catching him.
I think they flashed the lights before he was even in the end zone.
35 points, but Warren Easton, they put up 50 points. They go to 3-0 in the season. Slidell has Mandeville next week, and Warren Easton gets
the Purple Knights.
St.
All right, we've got much more coming up. Stay with us. Friday Night in the Boot right after this.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
And welcome back into the Friday Night in the Boot. One of the biggest games in the state took place tonight up in Shreveport. Calvary Baptist hosting Franklin Parish. They met in week 3 of last season as the Patriots took down the Cavaliers. Could the Cavaliers get a little redemption in this one? We pick it up in the first quarter with a 2nd and long, and Hudson Price going to find Braylon Hughlin, makes some defenders miss, hits the Jets, and 56 yards later, he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Calvary goes in front 7-0. Franklin Parish would take it on offense, trying to make something happen on 4th down, but here comes some pressure.
That's quarterback Ellis Destrehan, the senior, going down.
Ultimately taken down. Big-time stop as Calvary's defense would get back on offense. Cavs cooking it up once again. Price to Hughlin, marching right on into the end zone. 2 touchdowns for him. Calvary would eventually take a 16-0 lead and a 1st and goal, but this time the ball loose in the end zone. Franklin Parish getting the recovery right there to stave off another score from Calvary. Ensuing drive, and the Patriots trying to make something happen before the end of the half.
Picked off.
Yeah, Hughlin says no way. And 100 yards, is that what that was? A 100-yard return for a touchdown.
Look at that stadium.
Hugh Glenn is having himself quite a night with 3 scores in the first half. Second half action, Franklin Parish does Ryan Ellis on the run, connects with Caden Seals, corner of the end zone. Patriots get on the board, cutting the lead to 24-6. Cavs respond quickly. There's Ryan Miles into the end zone, 30-6. Coach, 30-6.
Has Ellis again, but he finds number 3,
Traylon Martin.
Nice touchdown.
Yep. Franklin Parish trying to fight their way back into it.
That's a
Patriots defense.
Chris Addison.
Yep.
He's a big linebacker. Look at him rumble.
Pick 6 cuts the lead to 30-18. Do they have enough time to get back in this game and make it a 1-score advantage? Price launching it. This one, though, ends up in the hands of Jacoby Brooks, an interception. Patriots defense starting to find its feet. And then Martin on the carry. No stopping him. Now all of a sudden it's a 6-point ball game. However, on the ensuing drive, Calvary gets a 3-pointer. So it goes from 30-24 to 33-24. That big field goal was just too much to overcome. Yes, Martin in the end zone again to make it a 3-point ball game, but the Patriots run out of time, and Calvary hangs on to win a thriller over Franklin Parish. 33-30 was your final, so the Cavaliers improved to 2-1. They'll take on Darbone Woods, Caldwell Parish next for the Patriots, who see their first loss of the season.
What a game between those two. I mean, just so many athletes, and the stadium's beautiful.
All right. Game of the week right here on the LHSA Network next week. One more reminder, it's a chance to see one of the best prospects, not in the state, but in the country, as Dunham takes on Ascension Catholic. That's right. Our game of the week on Thursday. Elijah Haven and his Tigers will be motivated to get back in the win column. Can the Ascension Catholic Bulldogs hold up?
Well, it's been close games over the last couple of years, but obviously Ascension Catholic with a different team. Dunham brought a lot back, but I'm sure Coach Taylor James will have the Bulldogs ready, and looking forward to having y'all there. We'll feed you guys real well.
Is that why we're going?
Yeah.
For the food?
No, it's going to be good football.
All right, for the coach, Troy LaBeouf, for Steve Schneider, for the rest of our crew here, LHSA Network and on the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network. This is Friday Night in the Booth. Thanks for being here for week 3, and we'll see you next week as the season rolls on into week number 4. Good night. We'll see you later.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
They missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.